Hello, Margaret Munoz here. I'm going to be talking about high blood pressure today. My favourite subject. Not, because I suffer from spiking high blood pressure myself, which has landed me in emergency on not a few occasions. But from this, I do know that tapping is very useful, and in truth, I don't actually know what I would have done without it. But I do want to say that tapping is no substitute for medical care or medication if you need it. So do see your doctor, don't just tap. Although one good reason for seeing your doctor is to maybe the tapping will bring your blood pressure down, and then you'll need to reduce your medication so your blood pressure doesn't then fall too low. So just be aware of that too. So having said that, we're going to there's various ways that you can tap on high blood pressure. So we're going to work through a few of these and just take what applies to you and then just let go of the rest. So first off, we're going to start on the symptoms, just the actual symptoms, and so you can just follow along with me. So we'll tap on the side of the hand and say, even though I have high blood pressure, I choose to accept myself and release whatever is causing it. Even though my blood pressure is way up, I choose to accept that my body is unhappy about something. I have this high blood pressure. It's way up. I don't like it being up there. My body's saying something. I just don't know what it is. But I accept these symptoms. And I bring love and compassion to my body. That is struggling in this way. It's out of balance. And I don't know how to get it back into balance. This high blood pressure. It's too high. And I choose to totally accept myself anyway. Despite perhaps judging myself or my body because I have these symptoms. I choose to bring love and compassion to these symptoms. Deep breath in. Just letting that go. And so we can just tap on just actually having that high blood pressure and accepting ourselves and our body despite it's doing stuff that we don't want it to do. You might be one of those people who's been told to, lose weight, exercise more, change your diet in order to bring your blood pressure down, and you're finding that hard to do. So let's tap on that next. Even though I haven't been looking after myself as well as I could, I choose to love and forgive myself. even though my body's responding to me not looking after it very well. I choose to be able to take better care of myself. Even though I haven't been doing what I need to do to bring my blood pressure down, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. I know I need to take more care of my body. I haven't been treating it that well. It feels hard to do that. And although I've got this high blood pressure, it still feels difficult to care for myself well. And I choose to forgive myself for not being able to take care of myself in a way that supports my body. I want to be able to support my body in a better way, to be healthy and in balance. I choose to be able to love myself enough to take that action, to care for myself in a better way, so that my body can respond to the appropriate care that I'm giving it. Taking a breath in and just letting it all go. And so sometimes we know that, that we need to do things that will help us, help our bodies work in a better way, and we find it really hard to do that. And so there's a process of forgiveness and acceptance, so that we can do those things that really do support us, because we're able to take better care of ourselves. So you might be one of those people who've been told that you have essential hypertension, which means that the doctor doesn't know what's wrong. I personally find this a very annoying diagnosis, but maybe that's just me. So we're going to tap on, being told that you don't know, that the medicos don't know what's wrong. Even though I've got this high blood pressure and the medicos don't know why, I choose to bring love and compassion to myself. Even though the doctors don't know why I've got this high blood pressure, but I know there must be some reason for it. I choose to love and forgive myself and the doctors. Oh, where am I going? I've been diagnosed with hypertension. But nobody can tell me why. What's causing it? I've had tests. I've had to go on medication. I've been told I have to keep taking it. And that feels really hard. And so I choose to be able to take some responsibility for myself and my body. despite the doctors not knowing, despite nothing showing up on tests. I choose to look at being able to heal myself anyway. Even if I don't know how to do that, I can learn. And I'm not putting responsibility for my body and my health in someone else's hands. Deep breath in and just letting it go. So sometimes we really need to take courage in ourselves and go, well, you know, nobody knows what's causing this, but at least I can keep investigating and I can tap on it and I can see what I can do about it myself, even as I take the medication as it's prescribed. So next, we all know that different forms of stress create high blood pressure. Now the stresses can be different sorts of stress. I mean, I think that the word pressure, you know, it's called high blood pressure, really gives us some clues. And so it might not just be how we're responding with stress to our current circumstances. It can also be long-held pressure that's built up in ourselves. It can be negative emotions. So it might be repressed anger. It might be grief that's never been expressed, or any other number of emotions. Or it could be a traumatic event that happened that's never actually been resolved. So you might need to get some help with that. Sometimes I think there's like for myself, I know that there's something that I call that like the unmentionable emotion, which is shame. And so that there can be these emotions that sort of go under the radar, you know, humiliation, embarrassment, shame. And so tapping on these emotions and whatever sorts of pressure is built up inside our body can actually help our blood pressure come down. So let's do a final tapping around that. Even though I have this high blood pressure, which indicates that there's some sort of pressure built up in my system, I choose to love and accept myself, even though I may have no idea what this pressure is. There's this stress. I may know what it is, and maybe I don't. And so I'm ready to investigate whatever stress might be causing my blood pressure to go up. This stress, known or unknown, I choose to be able to release it from my emotions, from my mind, as well as my physical body. It's time for me to let this go now. All this pressure that's built up in my system, showing up as high blood pressure. I allow it to release. I'm willing to let it go now. I deserve to let it go. Whatever it is, I choose to free myself from this internal pressure. It may be even the pressure of criticizing myself. Whatever it is, I choose to start being able to let it go. Deep breath in. And so that's another thing that we can look at to see what's actually causing that pressure build-up in our system, whether it's from the past or the present, most frequently the past. And so that's a whole investigation for you to go on. So I hope that's given you a few ideas. If you've got any questions or any comments, please drop me an email, put them in the comments below, and I look forward to being in touch with you. Bye-bye.